Hey guys, Ivan here, and Arnold Classic is just around the corner. We are 2 days out, and at this point we are still getting updates, physique updates from these bodybuilders, and it's been a while since we saw something this transparent from Samson Dauda. So he posted this pose, its most muscular pose, and he is not hiding anything in this one, and we can see exactly what he looks like right now, and we can get an idea what he's gonna look like on that stage. And I gotta say, he looks pretty freaking good. Like, he looks massive. He is humongous. And his weight, right now, it's almost 300 freaking pounds. It's 297 to be more precise. Now, I don't have a screenshot to show this to you. He posted a story yesterday and I forgot to screenshot it, so I don't have it. You have to trust me, and I'm sure some of you have seen it, so if you have, you can comment down below and tell me that you saw that story as well. But he definitely does look like he's that heavy, that big. And, you know, he's a little bit on the taller side. I mean, he's not like Andrew Jack. Andrew Jack is like 6'1" or 2. Samson is actually 5'11", which is taller than, for example, Nick Walker, who is 5'7". He's a bit taller than him, but he's not like really tall. So, still, for that height, 300 pounds is a lot. It can match Nick Walker size-wise. So I think comparatively speaking, pound for pound, they're about the same size. So Nick Walker is not much bigger than Samson. Maybe you could say that Samson is even bigger. And right here, he does look really freaking big, like really round, really full, especially those legs. Like he has, like look at the sweep. Look at the sweep on the right leg, that right quad. Like his legs are really sweepy. Nick doesn't have this. And look at that chest, man. Look at the fullness in that chest. Nick doesn't have chest round, thick and full like this. Not even close. What Nick has, however, is better conditioning. That's for granted. That's for sure. I'm gonna show you a couple of photos that you probably haven't even seen because Nick hasn't posted them. It was, however, posted by the photographer that took those photos. I'm gonna show them to you in a second, and you're gonna see the conditioning difference. So Nick is definitely much leaner. So he's conditioned, and he has shredded, peeled, completely shredded glutes, and he has a better back. So you be my guest to tell me who's gonna win, like the taller guy who is probably just as big with better shape, smaller waist. Yeah, that one is very important. So he's better. Samson is better structurally. He has a thicker, juicier, bigger, fuller, rounder chest, and he has better sweep in the legs. So overall structure, shape, he's definitely better in that regard, but he's probably not going to be as conditioned as Nick, and he won't have as good of a, let's call it, back side, including glutes and back itself. And I'm pretty sure the same thing goes for the hamstrings and adductors. So everything from behind is definitely going to be on Nick's side. So in my opinion, I think Nick is going to place above Samson. I'm pretty sure about that. Even though Samson does look pretty amazing in this photo, those things that I just mentioned from behind, I think they're going to cost him one spot. So in my eyes, where Samson places depends on Andrew Jack. We haven't really seen anything from Andrew Jack. Not recently, at least, so he's a wild card. In my opinion, if he brings 100% that he can bring, he's gonna win this show. But if he brings what he was bringing so far, or he's a little bit better, then I would still have Samson placing ahead of him. Because again, in this photo, in this update, Samson looks phenomenal. Like, he's really big, really full. But the question is really, did he improve at all from the Mr. Olympia? And it is really hard to say. I don't know, honestly. Like, it's very similar to what he brought. I don't think his conditioning is that much better. I think his fullness might be better. I think he's a little bit harder, which is kind of expected if you consider the fact that Milos just said in a podcast with Dennis James that he recently started using certain things that he never used before, certain supplements, quote unquote, which would give you that fullness, that hardness, the edge that he kind of did need at a Mr. Olympia. And at this point, he's not carved up fully. And I'm pretty sure, Milos usually has this kind of approach. He carves up his athletes at the very end of the week. It depends on the athlete. Sometimes it's like 2, sometimes 3 days. So he's not completely peaked yet. He needs to get even drier and fuller. So I can't tell you if he progressed or not, but just for fun purposes, let's take a look at his edition from the Mr. Olympia on the stage and compare it to what we see right here. The lighting is different, and the photo on the left, the new photo, I think is a little bit filtered, but still I think you can get the idea that he did make some progress. Where he needed to make progress the most, from the front, I mean, you can't see his rear side in this most recent update, but that's where he needs the most improvements. However, from the front, where he needed to improve was his shoulders and I would say his triceps. And to me, it looks like he's better in those areas. I think his triceps do look bigger and fuller, his arms overall, and his shoulders. I think his shoulders are looking wider, bigger, more prominent. They kind of look smaller compared to the rest of his physique at the Mr. Olympia, so it looks to me that he improved a little bit. And also, he didn't need to improve his legs, but his legs look bigger and more sweepy now. So I think this is, overall, a better version of Samson Dauda. I know these two photos are not taken at the same spot, under the same lighting, so it's kind of hard to gauge, but still, it looks to me, based on what I can see, that he is going to be a little bit improved. And I know it hasn't really been that long between these two shows, Olympia and Arnold, but for the past 2 years, since he started working with Milos, he really made a lot of progress consistently. And he still competed like Mr. Olympia, Arnold Classic, Mr. Olympia, Arnold Classic, so he really didn't have a full-blown long off season, and still he managed to make progress so far, so I don't see why he wouldn't make progress between these two shows. So I'm expecting a better version of Samson Dauda, and based on what I'm seeing in this update, he does look better to me. Whatever you guys think, you can tell me down below. Like I said, Nick Walker did a little photo shoot. This was posted by his girlfriend on her story, and these are the photos. So as you can see right here, it's very clear. I mean, these photos are high quality, the lighting is just perfect, so you can see transparently everything. You can see exactly what kind of conditioning he's bringing, and I'm pretty sure he was never this lean. I mean, we kind of were able to see that already in all the updates that he posted, photos taken and videos taken with a phone. He did bombard us with a whole bunch of updates, but in this one you can see exactly what is happening with his physique. So before he's fully loaded with carbs, before he's completely dehydrated, this is definitely not him at his absolute best, but he's looking almost ready. I mean, he looks great. If he stepped on the stage looking like this, he would still probably win, because this is freaking amazing. I mean, he is humongous right now and super dry, super shredded. Here is another photo. Same lighting, same spot, same photographer, everything is the same. It's just a different pose, most muscular, one hand on the hip. And as you can see here, when he flexes everything, it just looks so much better. I mean, he's showing a lot more details. Look at those lines in his chest. I mean, look at the arms, the shoulders, and the legs, the vascularity and the separation, and just how thin his skin looks right now. It's almost translucent. You can see exactly what his muscles are looking like. So he's definitely bringing the best conditioning, and he's actually pretty big for this conditioning. He didn't really lose any size. His weight right now is 250, as you can see in this story. Unfortunately, I don't have the one with Samson. You're gonna have to trust me on that one, but here you can see that Nick is 250, actually 249.2, and he says we should eat a little, so he's probably starting to carb up more heavily right now, because he does look kind of flatter in these photos. He can definitely be fuller, much fuller, which I'm sure he will be, which is gonna make him look even harder and definitely rounder, bigger. So yeah, as you can see, Nick is bringing something crazy to the table, and I love that he's posting all these updates. I don't know why the other guys are hiding. Big Ramy, Andrew Jack, Sean Clarida as well. Like, these guys aren't showing anything, man, almost nothing. And like, the build up to the show that lasts 16 weeks or so is a bigger part of the show itself. Show itself is done in a day, but this entire build-up lasts for a long time, so I wish everybody was like Nick Walker. Unfortunately, it's not the case. I don't know if we're gonna see anything before the stage of Andrew and Sean and Big Ramy. Probably not. Who knows? Maybe, but probably not. However, we can see exactly what is happening with these guys like Nick and Samson, and they are both bringing something really good. They are most likely your top two, unless Andrew Jack surprises us all and brings something ridiculous, which, again, I have a hunch, I have a feeling it's gonna happen. We'll see, though. In just 2 days. And also we got an off-season update of Marcelo De Angelis. I know this is off topic, but I thought it was very interesting as well. So he has been working with Milos Sarcev for a while now, and it looks to me that he made some gains. Now he has been kind of focused more on, I don't know if he's coaching Ramondino or just training him or just, I don't know, supporting him, mentoring him, but he has been in his corner for a while now, and we really haven't seen anything from Marcelo. Horse MD, also known as, and you can see right here what he looks like right now. So he's preparing for actually open division. Last time he tried and competed, actually he didn't even manage to compete because he didn't make the weight for classic, and that day he decided to do the open for the rest of his career, and he's now trying to build as much muscle as possible. I think he looks bigger. I think his legs are looking bigger. But we'll see what's going to be the end result. He looks like he's deep into the off-season. I don't know if he announced any plans for the future competition, but if he's working with Milos, I'm sure he's going to improve a lot. He's going to get much bigger, and I'm curious to finally see him back on stage in the open division. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Tell me what do you think about Samson's update and whether he made progress or not. And also tell me, do you think is it even possible for Nick to lose this? I mean, how good Andrew Jack needs to be to actually beat Nick Walker? I don't know, man. Just tell me what you think down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up for more bodybuilding stuff like this. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and bye-bye.